Hello my friends, this is my first video about sea kayaking along the rivers of Latvia, and it shows you our journey as we paddled full length of the Salaca River, which is based in the northeast part of Latvia. It commences at Lake Burtnieks, which I'll show you in a second. That's a bridge that will commence our journey. And this is our camp besides the river, a few tents, and a bus that deliver our boats to the site. That's it. The day was rather overcast. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning when we started to set out for the journey. And let's see what's happening in our camp. We're setting our boats. I'm just trying to play around with my GoPro stick. Getting used to that so I can film during the day. We got into our boats around 7 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to adjust the various bits and bolts in the cockpit of the boat. And as you can see, it was raining, and at some point it was actually raining quite heavily. But I was wearing a very good dry suit jacket, so it was pretty comfortable. You see a bottle of water in front of me. I had some snacks. And the journey, as you see, river has no rapids, so it's quite calm and peaceful journey. Quite nice scenery as we paddled along. I filmed a lot, obviously, as you can see. That's why I kind of stayed behind my friends, and they were sometimes really ahead of me because they were trying to focus on paddling and get as much speed as they could because the journey was quite long, so 96 kilometers. And we started about 1 hour later than we actually planned. And as we paddled along the river, we saw those cliffs, sandstone cliffs, quite interesting, kind of reddish color. And all the way along our journey, we were able to spot. We made a couple of breaks. I think every 10K we stopped for a couple of minutes, and that was, let's say, in the morning. And all the way up until the lunchtime, and then we decided actually we can, rather than stopping, that we can just let the current bring us closer to our objective. That's it. So I tried to film, turn around my boat, and all sorts of other things. That's sort of it. What else can I say about it? Yeah, these very nice cliffs with lots of openings in there, and we just stopped for a little short break. I will let the video carry on and jump to the next clip, which is another very beautiful scenery from the river. So here I just stopped, and I stopped quite a lot because I was trying to put on and off my camera. My camera was actually, I used the YouTube stick in order to basically secure my camera in the pocket of my life vest. And what else can I tell you? As you can spot from this video, we were using Seabird kayaks, Seabird Expedition. These are plastic kayaks, quite durable. And especially if you are paddling along the quite rocky rivers, which was our case, and rivers sometimes polluted with a lot of underwater trees and all sorts of other obstacles. Yet we just carried along. That's it. I was, just to tell you more information about the kayak I was using, it was the 5 meters and 27 centimeters long, the high weight version of this this kayak. As you see on the right side of the screen, a friend of mine, he was using the lightweight version, which is a slightly shorter version of the kayak. It had the front hatch. It has a day hatch, which you see in the front. I had some snacks over there so I can keep my energy levels high. So yeah, that's it. On the stern of the kayak, it had a rudder, but I didn't use the rudder because when I started, when I was 5 years old, actually, my father inspired me not to use rudder at all and just to paddle and turn the boat only using paddles. And this is how I learned. This is how I was trained. And also, I believe one of my friends was also not using the rudder. The other one was. So what the rudder does, it just keeps the boat straight. So you need to paddle less. But again, it depends on your training and depends on how you were brought up in your kayaking skills. So it kind of varies. Yeah, that's it. Quite a peaceful journey all along the river. Cliffs, nice scenery, raining, sometimes heavy raining during the day. And yes, what else can I tell about it? Why we chose Seabird kayaks? Well, that was the only choice we had. We did not know, none of us owned a kayak that day, so we were just renting them. And the best place to rent those kayaks were the company called Rigas Laivas, the boats of the Riga, translating that directly into English. And yes, they had a number of those Seabird kayaks in their inventory, so we rented them out for the whole day, just to give you an idea how much it costs. So they charge 25 euros per day, and I think if it goes beyond 3 days or 2 days, the price drops. I believe it's 20 euros then per day. Sometimes you need to pay extra if you want to get those boats delivered. So we were organizing delivery ourselves. So yeah, just a little bit of a setup. So I always had this water bottle in front of me so I can stop and take some water, obviously, because it was quite a long journey, 96 kilometers, 60 miles. So if you can imagine, I think we were on the water about, I can't even remember, I think it was 15 or 16 hours. Unfortunately, I had to bail out on the 71st of kilometer because I didn't have all the equipment. The other guys, they had the head torches because they finished around 1 a.m. the next day. So we started about 7 a.m. in the morning, and all our journey went into the next day at 1 a.m. at night. So I stopped at 9, and it was 71st kilometer at that moment. Just as you can spot here, nice sceneries all along the river, some recreational kayaks on the shores of the river, some camping sites as well. And we just passed along them because they were all sleeping. It was Saturday morning, and I imagine they have had some fun previous night, so that's it. The river is quite interesting. So about half of the river is kind of almost sometimes no current at all. Very calm, very peaceful. So you have to paddle a lot, which kind of drains your energy. So we were hoping to get a bit better currents in order to be able to achieve better speeds. We were making on average, I think, as we commenced our journey, we were making an average almost 7K an hour. And then at one point, because I believe we started stopping more and more, the speed dropped to 6.2 kilometers. And then towards the end of the journey, because there were more rapids on the river, obviously the speed increased. And I think it went beyond the 7K on the second or last third of the journey. That's kind of about it. So I thought a couple of planning mistakes, or a couple of strategy mistakes that we made were actually, so as you can see, we stopped along. I'm just showing my hands. I'm not sure if you can see, but I had some couple of bruises because of the friction against the paddle. But we made a couple of strategic mistakes, and one of the mistakes you can see clearly here. We up until the lunchtime, I believe, about 2:00 in the afternoon. Up until that, we were stopping to make our breaks, to take a little rest. And then we actually decide, no, let's not stop. Let's use that even little current that we had. So this is our lunch. We had the small gas stove. We cooked the water. We had some prefab meals, some snacks, some muesli bars, some bananas, some black bread, because it was full of energy. And as you can see, this is another break that we're using. So we've changed the strategy here. So rather than stopping, we let the boats float. And we figured out that actually it increases our average speed by a couple of hundred meters per hour, which was obviously great. So, that's it. As you can see, still almost no current. I mean, the current was there, but it was very, 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 very small. The velocity was not great, actually. And so I sometimes use paddle. You see, this is our new strategy of taking breaks. A friend of mine next to me, he is paddling using that lightweight version, which is slightly shorter. I believe it's even less than 5 meters long. That's about it. So this is what we did. The day was rather, quite simple. You just paddle, then you take a break, and then carry on with the paddling and so on. That's so that was quite interesting place. We stopped near the I don't know how do you call it, the dam on the river. And typically, again, I'm inspired by my father, who always said that whenever you see these dams on the river, never take a straight journey across them. Always make a stop. You see there is the bridge over the river. So one of my mates, he went out of the boat and then he climbed over that bridge to see what's happening on the other end. And then we made a decision not to carry along the dam. And this is why we did it, because you see, it was about a 1 meter drop over there. And I'm just showing, a nice scenery, boats as well, and so on. Yes, this is kind of this is the end of my video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting more of these. Thanks for watching and enjoy life.